Hi everyone, my name is Frida. Welcome to my YouTube channel. To those who are new here, subscribe, like, comment. So today I want to give a story of how I almost got suspended from the high school due to carrying a cell phone or a phone in school, which was prohibited in our school. So we all know that before even before thinking that you can be with a phone in school, you need to come up with a plan, the plan that will help you go with a phone to school, because it was prohibited, it was against the school law. Yes. So Frida came up with a plan, the plan itself, Professor Frida. So and so mimi nilikam up na kaplan. I came up with a kaplan where I was supposed to use a soap. Remember, when you are going to school, you carry your shopping to school, and there's soap. So I took a soap, I cut it horizontally, and then I dug in, dig in, then to the size of a phone, and I kept it there. Remember, even the charger, I did the same, the charger. So na nikaenda. So on the checking point, when we arrived at school, on the checking point, I was so scared. Not so scared, but I was a little scared, because I knew if they were going to find it, or to know that I have the phone, wakipata, hai mimi kuisha, I'm dead. So they were checked, there were things and the shopping, everything, but I passed that. Checking point was thick. Oh, and I was like, whoa. So tukakaa shule, we stayed to school with our phones, and we could make calls. Actually, in our class, I remember we never used to fear the other classmates. You have a phone, and we are like, this is a united class, that even if you have the phone, hakuna mtu atakuset, nobody is gonna snitch you. But let me tell you, in every 12 disciples of Jesus, there is a betrayer, a snitcher, let me tell you. And there was that person. You remember? hey. Not you remember, actually. I remember there was this girl who had the communication with the teachers, because the teacher, I don't know, the teachers, they were in every class, they were like, they had that one person who was given the power to maybe to check others who are misbehaving in school, maybe reporting other things and other bad things. I don't know, maybe coming with phone to school, maybe the people who have snacks, and other people who are doing the weird things in the school. And we were we were trusting each other in our class. By the way, our class was so united. Actually, even the snitcher, you couldn't tell that she's the snitcher, because we were talking. Also, she could also maybe sometimes even borrow our phones, but we didn't know. She was among the Judas. I don't know whether ama ni Peter mwenye alikana Yesu mara 3, ama ni mwenye alibetray. Tuko hapo. The snitcher had been told to identify the type of phone each one of us is using, the number and the color of the phone. I remember that time, by the I had snitched I had sneaked 2 phones in school. One was Nokia. I cannot remember the other name of the other phone, but I had 2 phones, but with one line. Yes. And one charger. They were both using one charger. So niliingia nazo shule, and anyway, that time I was a bad girl in school, but not that bad. But we needed those phones because we were supposed to do our mocks exam in Form 3, which determine whether you're going to Form 4, and our Form 4 is the last form in high school. So mimi huyo tumekaa shule, we have seen in school, we are getting used to each other, we are using the phone nobody is fearing anyone in our class. One day, and okay, sorry, not one day, but I remember this one time that tukaambiwa, kuna wakati tuliambiwa kuna watu wanasemekana wako na simu kwa hii shule, and the principal asked the list of those people, and soon they are going to be called in the principal office. And we were like, okay, nobody knows that whether they are known. No, it was It was hidden. Nobody knew whether it's me or whoever, because we were many people who had the phone. So inaweza kuwa the principal knows the name of the people who had the phone, but she doesn't have fully information. Unaweza jipata hauko kwa list. You are not in the list of among the people who have a phone, although you have a phone. So I remember one day we finished doing our exams. We were doing a mock exam. I don't know whether it's Form 3 or Form 4. I cannot remember well. We were doing our exam, and sisi kama class yetu, our class we were so united, and kuna ile place tulikuwa tunaenda kuchajia phone. We used to go to charge our phone in the music room. And music room, the person who had the key to music room was one of our classmates, Sharon, you know. She had the key. So after every exam, after we did exam, some people went to a library to study there, some people went to dining hall, some people went to the lab, some people opted to be left in the class and study there. But us, we used to go to music room, listen to music. Even we never used to study, like we were waiting for those leakage in our phones to come, and then we can you know, like tulikuwa masharp too. It was like doing it was so simple. But well, so one day we went to this music room, and we were like sleeping there, listening to music, R&Bs. I remember like the song, like I remember it was being playing so much. It was this Nicki Minaj song, "Do You Ever Think of Me When You Lie?" I don't have a voice. But that song was always playing in Kiss FM. Yes, I remember. So we used to listen to songs, and while we were listening, that day I remember, the door was knocked. We used to lock the door. The door was knocked, and everyone was like, they took their phone and then hid them, and she was like, you know, Frida, this person, you know, I don't remember all the, but I don't want to mention some of the people, or some of them my classmates, although I don't know. So she said that you are being called to the principal office and you need to go now. And we ushawahi anza kushiva unachemka, but even our hands were like I'm telling you, my hands were like full of shaking, and then they were like, you know, sweat. You sweat until you sweat on your hands. Karibu hadi mapua. When your nose are sweating, like and then when you are going to the principal office, you need to be like well dressed, like you don't have any problem, not any problem, like if she look at you, you are perfect. You don't need to have any imperfection in you. Your hair need to be neat. You need to be having the full school uniform. You need to have the right like socks, not ankle socks. You need to have your shoes polished, like you know. Then we like a sweater, like tukavalia sweater. We went there, and then the principal was like, you know what, among you, all of you, we know you have phones. And she was like she called us, and she told me, you have this phone Samsung, you have this color, your number is this. Like she was talking the real thing. Remember the signature had already done the investigation, which was the real one, the truth, the kitu ya ukweli, si ile ya kuekelea. So akatuambia tukana simu, of which when it came to my part, I mentioned only one phone. Remember I had two phones. I had sneaked 2 phones in school. So she did not say you have 2 phones. She said you have a phone, Frida, this type. So akaniambia you need to bring your phone, or tomorrow you prepare, you're going home. Everyone is going home. You will go home. And I was like, wow, I cannot go home. Like there's going home, being given suspension, coming with your parents, and facing the disciplinary, and there is punishment after that, and then you'll be the talk of the school, like you are the bad person, you know. Yeah, like the one who would lead people to doing the bad thing. Yes, it was a big deal, by the way. It's not that something that someone would like to do. So me, nikambia principal, I'm going to surrender my phone. And you know what, she was like, Frida, when I took my phone to the principal, she was like, you know what, give us the list of other people who have the phone, and we are going to give you. Then I told the principal, I don't know anyone who has the phone, sijui. So I only know the people that were here, of which the rest of the people, they did not give the phone. Remember, they had only one phone. So I was preparing the phone. So the rest of the people opted to go home. And I remember, so mimi nikaambiwa nipeane the list of the people, the rest of the people who have the phone. Nikaambia principal I don't have any person I know that they have the phone, you know. And your principal aliniambianga, if you're not going to give up the list of the people who had the phone, the other people who have the phone from other classes, you also going home tomorrow, you know. So akaniambia kesho tupatane. Na kesho, by the way, niliitwa, nikaitwa after parade. I remember after assembly she called me, and then she was like, are you still going to give us the name of the people of the phone? I told her I don't know. The principal was the deputy principal. Akaniambia no, you are going home. And then I was crying, and I was, hey man, I'm going home after nimepeana simu, even after surrendering my phone. So I'm going home. Then she told me, you know what, you go prepare yourself, take some books with you, and then come to the secretary and pick your leave outs, and then bring it to me. I will sign, and you are going home. And I remember crying. I cried. I'm telling you, I cried like it was like a movie. Just like a movie. So I cried honestly. She was like, no matter how much you cry, you are going home. We know you, Frida. We know those are crocodile tears on it. You just faking it. So and I was faking it. Yes, of course I was faking it. I knew some people had fun, but I cannot snitch them. I was not a snitcher. So I went back to class. I prepared, and then I came back to the secretary. And then when she was almost giving me leave out, there was this lady who came. The lady used to preach in our school. She was a preacher, or a priest, I don't know. So she came, and I was crying. I was still crying by the way in the secretary when the secretary was printing my leave out. And she asked me, what's wrong? And then I told her what happened. And then she told me, you know what, let's go to the principal office, and then you can tell them the truth matters definitely. So tell them what's happening. And we went, and she held me, like she was hugging me, holding me. And then she told me, you're like my daughter, and please tell them the truth. Honestly, I wanted to tell the truth. Let me tell you, I wanted to tell the truth, but I knew this truth, no matter what, I don't need to make other people go home and miss exam and everything. So I told them, still, I don't know any other person who got their phone. And I was so crying. Honestly, I was crying like I don't know. And but my crying was not because I was not like guilty. My crying came like I was there because I knew that I didn't want to go home. I feared going home, and I feared facing the disciplinary. And I knew that if I go home, kuna waka huko, it is fire. I don't know how my family is going to handle the situation, or the information, yes, the news, I didn't know. So I cried because of that, not because I didn't feel the guilty in me, but I cried. I didn't want to go home, and also I did not want to give the list of the people who had their phone. So I was torn between these two things, na ndio hapo ndio the priest saying, you know what, look at me, I'm like your mother, and I am. So I think you're not telling you're not like lying, you're telling the truth. I believe you. She told like she was like, I believe you. Okay, there was more guilty when she said like, I am like your mother, and I know you cannot lie to me. And deep down I knew this Frida here anadanganya. I was lying, honestly. I was like lying. So I told her yes. And that's when the principal said that we will allow you to go to school, to the class, to do exam. Actually, the exam had already started. We will allow you to go to the class, but we will call you later because you need to give us or produce more list of the people who have the phone. And that's how I prepared Aki going home. Aki, the priest lady, I don't know even what the name. I cannot remember her, but she saved me, honestly, and I was so grateful. And then I went and started doing exam, and that was it. Yes, that's how I avoided going home for suspension. Bye.